Welcome back to LeonCo and welcome to part 20 of 100 Dividend a Month Challenge. Yes, we are at our episode 20. We've been doing this for 5 months now, and it's been a very interesting journey since the start of the year to what is happening today. Our portfolio has changed drastically from what we started this year, both in the amount of investments that we have and the companies that we are investing in. It's going to be very interesting because for this week's update, you're going to see that one of our companies that we started the year is no longer with us. So maybe around the 6 months margin, that could be probably between episode 25 and episode 24. For this challenge, we will do some sort of review halfway on what has happened, the goals that we reach, how are we doing, how are we set for the rest of the year. So that could be something that we will embark in the near future. But let's start discussing on where we are and where are we heading for this episode 20 of 100 Dividend a Month Challenge. So, as always, let's focus on our big number right here. We are back at the 32. After a stumbling week last week where we hit 31 again, it was a difficult week for investors, for all investors really, but it was a great opportunity for those of us that took advantage, or the people that took advantage of the dip. So that was a good opportunity for you guys to buy more stock. So Disney has been bouncing back quite a bit. It hit all to the low 70s, and it's bouncing back again up to the 180s. General Electric is going up to the 14 mark, and you see that Tesla is bouncing back to the 620s. Maybe this could be a good sign that we're going to head all the way back to the 700s. Let's see what happens. But if you notice in our portfolio, there is one big company that is missing, and that is General Motors. Yes, on Monday we sold all of our shares for General Motors. Not a lot of shares, just 20 shares. We had a return about from the $500 to $600 of return from our initial investment. So it rounded about that when we sold the shares for General Motors, we gather around $1,100 to the $1,200, give and take. So what did we do with that money? Well, we took part of the money. To be exact, we took enough money to buy 50 shares of our HIPS Master Income Dividends, and that's why we have the 200 number rounded up there on stocks, and we invested that was roughly around $700 to $750, and the other $300, almost $400, we saved it for future investments. So we took that capital and we reinvested it into our portfolio. So basically now the major players of companies that we have in our portfolio is Disney being our anchor, General Electric, as we call it, our savings account. We have Tesla that we are waiting for it to reach a certain price so we can sell it. So this is a company that is not going to be staying with us. We have Bank of America, Verizon, Cirrus, that is our experimental for now, and Sundial Growers, that if you've been following for these couple of days, has been growing slowly. So this is our portfolio with companies, and something very interesting that we've discussed with some of our pals and some of our friends that are well investors as well, is that it's very difficult to try to dictate or to try to predict what is going to happen in the stock market. It's very difficult to find key companies, to find good companies to invest, not just in the short term, but in the long future. And if you've seen and you notice how our portfolio here in LeonCo has changed drastically throughout these years, is because that we are trying to invest as smartly as possible for the needs that we have currently. Currently, we are investing for dividends. We are trying to reach $100 mark of dividends monthly. So our main focus is adding companies that can provide that value. As well, we try to be as much as value investors as possible. So we maintain some of our companies that we believe that are going to be good companies for the next 15 to 20 years, hence Disney and General Electric. But we are also adding companies that we found along the way, and we have discussed with some of our peers that they are very good value companies that we added into our portfolio, like Bank of America and Verizon. And we've switched some of the companies that we had and we envisioned to have in the for the long run, and we switched them with them because we believe that right now, as the market stands, they are companies that are giving us value, and we will give us value in the future. So this is something that we wanted to share with you guys, because if you feel that maybe we are not investing in lots of companies, we are more invested in ETFs and some other companies, is that our goal for now is to pile as much money as possible. We are not necessarily focused on adding growth stocks. We are focused more on adding value and money stocks. This is not something that we are going to keep on doing necessarily for the long run, but for our challenge for this year, this is what we need to do to reach that goal. So we wanted to add that disclaimer because maybe you feel that the investments that we've done during these couple of weeks have not been that quite interesting. We've not adding that many companies, or we've not investing in other of our core companies in our portfolio, and that is because we are trying to hit those goals that we set for this year and this midpoint. We are trying to reach that $50 by June, and we're trying to reach that $100 by December. So that means that we need to invest aggressively in dividend income companies and dividend income stocks. Maybe next year we can go and try and do a challenge to see how can we invest our portfolio that has the most amount of growth, and that would be a whole different type of challenge with a whole different type of scenario and a whole different type of investment strategy. So it's something that we are open, but we are still focused that we are very, very much invested into become value investors. And we say become because this is a process that you learn each and every day. So this has been our update for part 20 of 100 Dividend a Month Challenge. We hope to share with you guys next week our dividend summary for the month of May. So I hope you guys are staying safe, staying healthy, and always remember to have that king mentality.